everyone, it's the History Nerd here with some Civilization 5. So, it's been a while since we've been able to set up a new game. I'm pretty excited about doing it. King. Let's slowly move up the difficulty levels. Because why not? I'll drop that down, because, you know, really, on the last one. I don't care, no barbarians. So, yeah, first and foremost, terrible apologies. No, terribly sorry. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. That's the way you say that. Terribly sorry for the lack of content over the past week or so, I guess. The weather has turned to crap in Alberta. And what this means is, it's taking me much longer to drive home. So when I get home, kind of the last thing that I want to do, we'll go with a strategic balance, is, you know, the prospect of staying up. Not so much to play the games, because I'll still play games. Like, that I'm still doing. But, it's the waiting for the uploading. And then, with all the Black Friday madness, I'll continue once this is done.
Hail, mighty Bismarck, first Chancellor of Germany and her empire. Germany is an upstart nation, fashioned from the ruins of the Holy Roman Empire and finally unified in 1871, a little more than a century ago. The German people have proven themselves to be creative, industrious, and ferocious warriors. Despite enduring great catastrophe in the first half of the 20th century, Germany remains a worldwide economic, artistic, and technological leader. Great Prince of Bismarck, the German people look to you to lead them to greater days of glory. Their determination is strong, and they turn to you, their beloved Iron Chancellor, to guide them once more. Will you rule and conquer through blood and iron, or foster the Germanic arts and industry? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
I do believe we are going to rule and conquer through blood and iron. I don't know why I said rule and conquer and blood and iron, but hey, forgive me. I'm a Canadian. Yeah, with all the Black Friday madness that was going on, I decided I should get a new video card. Because why not? And what that meant was, with this new video card, I decided that, hey, I should also get some... Actually, no, we should get a worker first. I should get some games that'll be good with the new video card. So I went ahead and got myself Assassin's Creed 3, which isn't really a good test of a graphics card, because, well, the game is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, you can crank the settings and it looks lovely. It's still, you know, I mean, it's still a console game, so it's designed for stuff that's, you know, maybe technology that's just a little bit older. So, well, you can definitely get it looking pretty nice. It's, you know, it's not a good test. So then I also downloaded PlanetSide 2, and that took up most of my time over the weekend. That is, hands down, one of the coolest FPS games I've ever played. And before getting into PlanetSide, my favorite first-person shooter, it's not a genre that I really like, but my favorite first-person shooter was Battlefield. Because it was big, and it had vehicles, and it wasn't just running around narrow corridors shooting people. So load up PlanetSide 2, and it's like, just the scale of the game is incredible. You know, they got 3 continents on there. I don't know how big the continents are, I haven't looked into it, but, it's a really fun game. So that took up quite a lot of my time over the weekend. Yeah, and then I figured I was gonna sit down, I was gonna do some Crusader Kings. And I didn't really feel like doing that. So I thought, well, maybe we could play some XCOM, and, you know, I wasn't really in the mood for turn-based strategy, and I'm certainly not in the mood to teach myself how to play Hearts of Iron 3 today. So, thought, what does that leave me? And, yeah, I realized just how much I miss playing Civ. So, here we are, doing the Civ German thing. Should be good. Did I just walk all the way around that? Excellent. So, because this is obviously the first video in a series, I don't really have too many comments to address. But, one that I want to, it was a very recent comment on my Austria game. So that's cool. People every day are coming by, watching that video, seeing what this is about. That's cool. I appreciate it. I quite enjoy it. But yeah, I have no clue how to pronounce the name. It's with, I'm not even sure what language, but like with Asian characters. So whoever you are, yeah, they were frustrated with the way that I play, and I'm sorry. I don't, I don't sit down before I load up, especially a game of Civ, and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna frustrate people on the internet. That's not why I make these videos. It's basically it's boredom. I don't really have much to do. I play a lot of video games anyway, so might as well send them to people. You won't have anything yet. And yeah, so I don't know. If you find my videos frustrating, please don't watch. I think is what is my kind of position on that. There are certain things like play styles that I'm just not interested in changing. We'll go with honor, because it's the Germans. Hey, Persia. So China and Persia. And I would imagine another one from the West, probably. But yeah, oh, excuse me. My Civilization playstyle certainly has improved since I've put these videos out. I've gotten much better with playing this game. And that's, part and parcel from the comments, like suggesting things to improve, and a lot of those I'm going to take, but some things, for instance, me not noticing I was losing money for a couple turns, that's going to happen. Yeah, I don't, if that kind of thing frustrates you, I'm sorry, but don't watch, because that's not going to change. So, yeah.
Dios bendiga a aquellos que lo merezcan. Soy Isabel de España.
Well, we'll find out whether I'm a heathen or a believer once we start founding religions. Until then, I couldn't tell you, Isabel. So, don't get too crazy. But yeah, if I cause anyone any sort of distress or... Ooh, silver, das ist gut.
Espero que este trato reciba su bendición.
I give you an embassy, you give me money? That's a deal! Yeah, if I cause any frustration, I am sorry, it is not intended, and please, please don't frustrate yourself by watching me. There are far more important things in this world to get frustrated by than what I'm doing. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. That's gotta be Spain. And for those wondering, I don't know if anybody is, but the card I got is a... Yeah. This is great! People are paying me to give them embassies. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, that's Persia. Spain, come on, I've played enough Civ to know what the colors are, especially of nations like Persia. I have a feeling I was making a point, but I don't remember it, so, oh, right, the card. That's not a point at all. I got myself an HD 7850, which is, so far, granted, I haven't done a lot of playtesting with it, and I've only had it for a couple days, but holy crap is it a step up from the card that I had before. Yay, money!
Shall the clay.
Head over there. As usual, I don't have much of a plan for what I'm gonna do. Trapping looks like a good idea, though. Get us them deer up there and them elephants there. But yeah, with the new card, I'm hoping things like, Fraps being a pacifist jerk, that'll stop, I'm hoping. Oh. Goodbye. There's lots of sugar up there. That's a good looking thing. And there we go. Yep, keep paying me. We'll keep giving you embassies. And a nice crater up in there. What do we want? 15 production or discipline? Discipline sounds like a good idea. Okay, head on up. Up there! So yeah, I'm finding it kind of weird with Black Friday coming up to Canada. I mean, maybe eventually it will, but right now it just doesn't... The strange thing is, like, Black Friday in America makes sense, because it's their Thanksgiving long weekend, right? And that's when, you know, I mean, it's a holiday, so people have the time. Have time off, and they go and they do all their shopping and all that other stuff. Up here, we have our Thanksgiving in October. I think because the weather's nicer is probably why. But yeah, it's strange, right? Because like I went to the computer store on my lunch hour to go get the card, and it was lined up out the door. Yeah, we'll work together for now. Berlin wants crabs. Oh, the crab joke. It'll never die. So yeah, so it's just weird having that shopping holiday being translated to, you know, a location where we don't have the holiday. So I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Obviously, retailers are desperate to make it work because it's a massive boon. The amount of business they do is insane. But yeah, I'm just not sure. Not sure how that's going to go over. Now, of course, if it becomes very, very popular, and you know, ends up being a big thing in Canada, maybe that'll mean we'll get more time off. I would be a-okay with having another long weekend in November. That's just fine for me. But I don't see that happening.
Even brute beasts and wandering birds do not fall into the same traps or nets twice.
It's true. If they fall in once, they fall in. Now, what's there? Spices and bananas close to sugar, and it might even be on a coastline. Which are all good things. What's here? Silver, definitely on a coastline. Crabs, which is what people want in the German lands. So that might not be a bad move. But then I start looking at the interior over here. And, you know, stones, that's helpful. So is cotton. Cotton's good to have. And I don't know. I don't know. Is there anybody up there? Yes. So it might not be a bad idea to kind of just close this area off to any further advancements. Sailing, right? No, archery. And a shrine would be a good idea. And we'll send you up there. Take a look around, see what you see. I guess we're gonna go... I don't particularly want to chop down the trees, but I guess it'll make assaulting Berlin a little bit more difficult. And since we've already got hills on either side up there, we'll try and remove as much cover as we can. So, as I said, there's no real strategy this time around. Thinking maybe build up a couple cities, get a nice base going, try and control some of the sugar up there as well. And then just probably go on a conquering spree, you know? Let's play this like Austria, but not have it crap out at the end like Austria did. It's kind of my plan. Wow. Yeah, you're gonna need to get a lot bigger. Get some production in there. Did not think about that at all. Say la vie. Okay. Can we... 420. And we'll just keep sending you around, looking around. I guess I could set him to auto-explore, but whatevs. That's what I got my scout for. Up there. Oh, that's China. Okay, yeah, we're going to want to definitely keep China as limited as much as we can. Hey, Suleiman! Do you maybe want to pay me to make an embassy? Yay! I probably could have tried to get more money out of him, but that would have been rude. Everyone else paid 25. I want to be that guy who's like, you should pay more. Because you will, because everybody want to talk to me. I'm not sure why why Bismarck sounds like that. Like some sort of old trucker dude. And next turn. Sure, I thought we already did that, otherwise I would have asked. Feeling like a jerk. Oh, right on. Although I don't think I've got mines yet, so that doesn't really matter. But still, good news for Germany. Yes. And if we're going to want to get in on the Sugar Fest... Yes, thank you. Sugar, bananas, sugar... Yeah, we're gonna need to plop a city down there sooner than later. Which is fine. Let's just send you back that way, and we'll figure out something for you to do next time. Ah, but we can build the mines! Let's see what's going on in the world. I guess there's a chance for peace in the Middle East now, right? With Israel and Gaza with the ceasefire. I don't actually think it's going to lead to peace. In fact, I'm fairly confident that the Middle East today is an awful lot like the Balkans in the beginning of the 20th century. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then yeah, I guess you're coming to my channel for education. So let's do that. I can probably go on for a little while about the Balkan situation in the 20th century. Keep in mind, I'm no expert. This is definitely outside. Well, it's on the fringe of where I focused a lot of my attention in university. As some of my longtime viewers already know, I'm quite the fan. Where's the reef? Up there. Oh, that's something to snag. Spices, sugar, we might go there. Yes, indeedy. Because that's a happiness bonus, isn't it? No, it's an everything else bonus. That's okay. So yeah, as people who've been around for a while, especially if you've seen the Austria playthrough, either of my Austria playthroughs, I guess, I'm a big fan of the Habsburgs. And so the Balkans were a very interesting geographic situation. Damn my lack of technology. Go build a mine. But, basically, I'm sure most people have heard of the phrase of the Ottoman Empire being the sick man of Europe. Especially in the late 19th, early 20th century. And what you see there is an empire collapsing. For numerous reasons. You know, we're not going to deconstruct why the Ottoman Empire collapsed. But you see these nationalistic waves growing up in places that are under the control of a different empire. And you know, noticeably, there we go, noticeably in Eastern Europe, or in the Balkan area, where along with these ideas of nationalism and culture and things like this, you had a very strong movement coming out of Russia at the time, called the Slavophile movement, I think. It might not actually be called the Slavophile movement, but that's what I remember it being called. And basically the thought was that... Oh, we'll get better fed. The thought was that it would be better to have people ruled by other people of the same ethnic background. So Germans ruled by Germans, the French ruled by French, English ruled by English, and Slavs ruled by Slavs. And in the Balkan region, I'm gonna hit next turn while I ramble. You've got Slavic people being ruled by non-Slavic people, namely the Ottomans. And so as ideas of nationalism and sovereignty and popular government and all these things start rising up, you can see Russia getting more and more involved in the Slavophile movement. Yes. And this, it has an effect of it. definitely destabilizes what the Ottomans are trying to do, because you've got all these people who are out there saying, you know, hey, Turkish rulers, you're not a Slav, you shouldn't rule me. And as the Balkan area sort of dealt with this decline in Turkish power, you had the two powers with what I'll suggest vested interests. We've got the Russians, who see a chance to expand their, to borrow a term,
Gelin pazarlığa tutuşalım. Hoşunuza gider mi?
Yes, we'll work together. But, grr, no, China, no. We are not getting along, not since you did that to me. Go there. I mean, she didn't even put the city on the coast! Why not on the coast? Ugh. Well, that's frustrating. We're gonna have to burn that city down and then rebuild a town on the coast so we can get a hold of the, lovely Great Reef. Oh, get over it. There's obviously going to be some serious tensions quite quickly between Germany and China. Which is fine. We could use their land. So you've got the two empires looking to expand their influence into the area of the Balkans. Russia with the idea that with the Slavophile movement that they should be ruling over the people of the Balkans. And then you've got the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which is geographically right there, right next to them. And them feeling that they, in fact, should rule over the Balkans. Now, details are sketchy, but I don't believe people in the Balkans were actually consulted about who they wanted to rule over them. Yes, we have become friends with Spain. China, you're just a stick in the mud and not very popular. We know how to fix that. Yeah, I'm fairly certain if they asked the people in the Balkans, who would you like ruling over you, they would say us. Probably second choice Russia, third choice Austria. Maybe even not, because, I mean, you've got a situation where, aside from culture, you've got the situation of... happiness is still doing okay, so we could go with some science. Of religion. And, you know, you've got Muslims and Christians. I believe both Orthodox and Catholic, just to make it even more interesting. And... you know, perhaps there would have been segments of the population that would have been fine continuing Turkish rule. Regardless. Off on a little tangent. Basically what you saw was an empire collapsing and two more empires coming in, looking for a chance to basically to pick up the scraps and to expand their influence as much as they possibly can. Now, I'm not about to suggest that the world is seeing the collapse of an empire while two more rise. Although, I mean, you know, you can kind of see it. And it's not really two more rising. It's really more one that kind of fell and is having a resurgence, and then another one that is definitely on the rise, that being China. And the one that fell and is having a resurgence is Russia. But as the situation with the West, namely America, but I mean, you know, we're all on the same side. If you're in NATO, you're on this side. We had a good strong run. And now, however, things are changing. And I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, post-Cold War, so the 90s, was a great time for NATO. You know, we had defeated the communist menace. We were the sole super bloc left in the world, really. And times were grand, and good things could happen, and all these other, you know, all that other stuff. But now, I mean, times aren't good. You know, you don't have to go too far to see that a lot of what's going on in the West right now isn't really, honestly, what should be going on with a superpower. Where, you know, it's not like the old days. And in the old days, we had influence all over the world, especially in the Middle East, resources and all that. Yeah, it was basically. I mean, it wasn't, but it was basically like we had a bunch of colonies all over the place, right? With the governments who were really super friendly to us, and you know, those governments may not always embrace Western ideas, but we turn a blind eye because, hey, they waved the flag and they took care of communist problems, and, you know, they were on our side, even if we didn't really like what they were doing. Now, geez, this is really getting convoluted. What do we want to research next? Probably bronze working. Now, we've got, you know, a lot of regional tensions going on. I think the people of the Middle East, quite frankly, are a little bit fed up with not having a government that they want, having a government that, you know, instead being stuck with a government that the rest of the world wants. And, you know, you can see these or this strong desire for change with the Arab Spring and the revolution that went on, what was it, 2 years ago now? Started? Maybe a year and a half ago? I'm not sure. It's, you know, very, very recently from the, you know, viewpoint of history. You've got a lot... Actually, no, we should do that. A lot of changes are going to be coming to the region, and I think... let's see... Well, I mean, we're German, so... Despite knowing my playstyle and thinking that Goddess of Love would be a good thing, we're German, so God of Craftsmen. Where was I? Yes, we all get along except for China. They are the problem. Yes. Jeez, where was I? Lasai. Basically, I mean, we all know China's looking to expand their influence in the world. They're a rising superpower. And I'm sure they're somewhat involved in what's going on in the Middle East at the moment. Without a doubt, Russia, especially in the case of Syria, but in you know, other cases as well, they don't, at the very least, they don't want to see their influence in the region end. And if they can expand their influence in the region, then by all means, they're certainly going to. And why not? You know, they're I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say they're, but they're on the rebuild. You know, and they're not gonna be the intimidating Soviet Union, but they might be the intimidating authoritarian Russia, or the intimidating fascist Russia, or any number of things. But there's no question in my mind that Russia's going to retake its place in the world stage as a very competitive and a very viable and you know, quite frankly, intimidating partner, or not partner, superpower. And the same can absolutely be said of China. China now puts me in the mind of Germany just post-unification. You know, they... I have to say, the location of Susa, before I get on a derailed sidetrack, the location of Susa is very, very upsetting. We're going to have to conquer that. They're going to want to spread their influence as well. Now, how does this all get back to the Middle East? Which I've sort of danced around and certainly not addressed as clearly and concisely as I could. Especially in how it relates to Israel and Gaza. Well, Israel's on our side, and they're looking to expand their influence in the region as well. Your disagreements with Isabella? No! How many turns? It couldn't have been more than 20 turns ago. We were all happy, and we knew that the enemy was China. And now, oh wait, no. I'm getting Persia and the Ottoman Empire mixed up. That's very rude of me. So I mean, obviously Israel wants to expand their influence in the region as much as they possibly can. Much to the chagrin, I might add, of Palestinians who have no real interest in being ruled from Jerusalem. Now, granted, some of them would like to be ruled from Jerusalem, but not by Israel. But I don't think that's the majority. I think the majority are fine with the idea of a state of Israel and are fine with the idea of living in peace with the state of Israel. But the problem is, and to be 100% fair, there are many, many Israelis who feel the same thing. This is definitely not a question of popular sovereignty or popular opinion. It's a question of what the governments are doing and how the governments are expanding their power in the region and what they can do to become more important and more powerful. And you know, it's not unique to the governments in question. Certainly, I don't feel as if you would recommend I build a... well, I thought that was a mountain, but it's not. It's just a hill. I don't think that's really a smart place, just considering the proximity there, and chances are if I plop a German city down there, Persia's going to cut through the middle. However, that's a good spot for a city. Yes, it's by no means unique to the current situation. This is the human condition, and this is what humans do when we live in nations. And it's going to be a continual problem for as long as we're here. And even when we move off planet, it'll continue to be a problem. But yeah, I just sure, okay. This world's taken a strange turn quite quickly. They don't like my ranting. Get over there. And a monument. No, we don't have enough money. I don't even think you tried. Alright, well this just took an interesting turn. Yes, well I'm going to finish my thought and then end the video. So, yes, how... Well, while I finish my thought, I might as well play through some of this, eh? don't know what's going to hit them. No, we should probably retreat you and keep you there. Yes. So, basically, what we've got at the end of the 19th, beginning of the 20th century, the Balkans were considered the powder keg of Europe. And in, I believe, 1910 and 1912, there were conflicts, very small conflicts. They kept it regional, thankfully, although ultimately it didn't matter. The conflict stayed regional, but there was a chance that great powers could wind up being pulled in. And this was always the concern, was you didn't want... That's not really a good spot to put him. Oh, he'll have the defensive bonus. So this powder keg, this bizarre and convoluted web of alliances between many different groups. There we go. Which ultimately led to World War I. And I think you can see the exact same thing going on in the Middle East today. And how did they build such a big military? That just doesn't make any sense at all. It's okay though, Munich won't fall. And I mean, it's you know, you take a look at Syria, longtime allies of Russia. And, yes, I'm fine with them shelling me. I don't much care about that. Are they within range? No. Yes, 50% more combat, or experience. I mean, the same situation can snowball into craziness, and I don't know, man. It's the feeling I get. Is that region, you know, anytime really now can just spiral out of control. And yeah, that's a bit of a concern. So I honestly don't think this ceasefire between Israel and Hamas right now, I don't think that's going to amount to anything, really. And I don't think it could, because the problems that are going on there are just, they're so much deeper than a simple ceasefire can achieve. So yeah, on that note, we shall go ahead and save our games. Save, and then we'll do the backup. Alright, well, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Let me know if you enjoyed the Return to Civ. You know, that'll be, you know, just let me know. So, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.